Right, if you just joined us, are you still with us? There's still Enterprise Morning, reaching you from Enterprise Television. Now let's get to our main conversation for today. The Enugu state government has expressed readiness to provide evidence of alleged atrocities committed by Simon Ekpa, a pro-Biafra agitator recently arrested in Finland.
Very true. The Secretary to the state government, Chidebere Onya, praised Finnish authorities for apprehending Ekpa, who alongside 4 others was detained on suspicion of terrorist activities.
The Finnish police accuse Ekpa of contributing to violence and crimes against civilians in southeastern Nigeria.
And Ekpa, a Nigerian Finnish citizen, leads a faction of the indigenous people of Biafra IPOB, a group advocating for an independent state of Biafra comprising parts of Nigeria's southeast and south regions.
The Enugu government labeled Ekpa a criminal, conman and terrorist, accusing him of exploiting and extorting the Igbo people under the guise of advocating for Biafra.
And Onya described Ekpa as a murderer and fraudster responsible for killings and chaos in the southeast.
He noted that the state is prepared to provide evidence of these crimes to support Ekpa's trial and conviction in either Finland or Nigeria.
And the government believes Ekpa's arrest will enhance security, peace and stability in the region, and then his alleged exploitation of the Igbo people and disruption of their livelihoods.
Very well said. And let's have our conversation for this morning. Joining us to do that in the studio here with us is Emeka Madunaku, journalist and public affairs analyst. Good morning, Emeka.
Good morning,
hello,
Emeka.
good morning.
Thank you so very much.
Hello.
All right, so let's do this. We've done that before now. It's just that it's a developing story. Yeah, every single time we keep having new information in addition to that. Now we have that the Enugu state government are ready to work with the Finnish government to ensure that Simon Ekpa it's arrested, is prosecuted for all that he has done. Do you think the Enugu state government are biting too much, Emeka?
Thank you very much. Well, you answered the question. 1, Finland has diplomatic relations with Nigeria, not with Enugu state government.
True.
So there's nothing the Enugu state government can do on its own without going through the federal government of Nigeria. Secondly, before the law, of course, what we practice here, Simon Ekpa is innocent until proven guilty. So all those things they were calling him is actually a breach of the law. You are accusing somebody of breaching the law, and you are also infringing on the law. You are not a court. You said you will provide evidence of alleged crimes by Simon Ekpa. And you put this in a statement. It's not as if they were maybe comments, oral comments that you can deny, maybe and say you were misquoted, But this is in a statement which can actually, unfortunately, strengthen Simon Ekpa's case in court. Because if it's, look at it this way. Finland, the country that respects and upholds human rights, So during during military rule, especially the time of Sani Abacha, Finland actually stood stoutly. Finland, South Africa, and some other countries stood out, and were the ones who pushed for sanctions against Nigeria. So they are heavy on observance of human rights. And now, Nigeria doesn't have an extradition treaty with Finland, but through the United Nations Convention on Terrorism, Nigeria could make a strong case for an extradition. But the but remains is that Nigeria will have to prove, based on various reports available online, available to their embassy. Remember, they have an embassy here. Based on available reports, that it does not engage in torture. Remember, Section 39 of the Nigerian Constitution is against torture. But there are reports of routine torture of suspects by security agencies. Then the other thing is that Nigeria has the death penalty. Finland doesn't have the death penalty. Instead, it's life imprisonment. So no matter whatever crime You know, social terrorism itself, you know, is a high-grade crime. So the worst that can happen to Simon Ekpa, who, by the way, is a citizen, is a dual citizen of Nigeria and Finland. You know, and so the worst that can happen to him is life imprisonment in Finland. So now when you issue such a statement, his legal team will just tender it to the court and say, you see what we told you? Now these people are just out to persecute our client. That they are going to, in fact, they will persecute him, they will kill him, they will torture him, they will do this and that. And look at the statement. Look at the statement of the Chief of Defense Staff. Look at the statement of the Enugu State Government, which is all part of why we say the Nigerian government at different levels lacks a strategic communications template. When things happen, people just come out and start grandstanding, and that's how you see them losing cases in court.
Okay, now talking about strategic communication templates, what templates or which better templates should the Nigerian government or the Enugu State government use to handle Simon Ekpa's case? So there should be a difference between his case and that of Nnamdi Kanu.
First of all, that of Nnamdi Kanu has no case, has no basis, because the Supreme Court has said he should be freed.
Okay.
The appeal court already said he should be freed, so it has no basis. He was basically abducted. An international convention frowns on abduction.
Sure.
So he was abducted from Kenya to Nigeria. So to that extent, you have no case against him. You understand? So what you're engaging is in false imprisonment. And in Nigeria is an offense under the law. False imprisonment, to hold somebody against his own will. What you do is that you should have followed the due process. But of course, you know the Buhari administration was the administration that basically ruined this country. You know, so there are a lot of things that happened under Muhammadu Buhari that really set this country back.
Okay, let's come back to the strategic communication.
Yes, so I was heading there now. Now, Nigeria, okay, has been talking of, has asked Finland to take action against Simon Ekpa.
Sure.
Some months ago they did. You know, they arrested him, interrogated him, and they later released him. But of course, the conversation continued between Nigeria's, I think, Minister of State for Foreign Affairs and the Ambassador of Finland to Nigeria. There was a meeting. You know, it was widely publicized. Now, following from that, I think it's either the Minister of Foreign Affairs, there's a substantive Minister of Foreign Affairs, or the Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice that should be speaking on this matter. Just the two of them. These are the two of them that should be speaking. So, if I, for one, would love for Simon Ekpa to be tried. Yes, to be tried.
Where exactly? In Finland?
No, it's not about me. It's the law that will determine.
That's what I'm
it's not about me.
Where would we,
wherever he's tried, whether in Nigeria or Finland, but that he should face justice. He told the court that he's a content creator. Okay, creating content. Do you create content and tell people, go and burn that man's house? And then people believe you. Go and burn that man's house. He's a bad man. He wants to kill you. He wants to do this. People believe you. They go and burn the man's house. Then you now try to absolve yourself of guilt and say, no, I just created content. Oh, really? What you did is a crime under the law. Under international law, you instigated violence. And instigating violence of the extent of terrorism is a grave offense. It's a grave offense against the state, against international law, and for which I would like for him to face justice, to face trial, because there have been appeals to him. Stop what you're doing, but he said he will not stop. Stop instigating sit at home. He said he will not stop. Even if Nnamdi Kanu comes out of prison, he will not stop. And Nnamdi Kanu should come to Finland and meet him. So very good. The law has now met you in Finland. Now you are no. I would really earnestly love for Simon Ekpa to face justice, because people have been killed, houses destroyed. Now, going to that template, it's either the Minister of Foreign Affairs or the Attorney General of the Federation. They will be in a better position to articulate issues. Because this thing now, since it's in court, we should not, by reckless utterances, bungle the case, in court. Because right now, the prosecutors will be building up their evidence.
Okay. Emeka Mandnago, today is Monday. Simon Ekpa have been arrested. But there is no difference of the sit-at-home order in the East. Now, who are we going to say is actually responsible and holding down the East? Because it is now looking as though Simon Ekpa is bigger than the federal government, he's bigger than the whole Southeast put together. And now, the person that is being said to be in charge of this mishap and mishappenings in the southeast have been arrested. Yet his order is still being listened and adhered to. Who should be held responsible?
Don't worry, it will fizzle out. You know, there was one time he was grandstanding, and I went to his Twitter. Then it was Twitter. I said, Simon Ekpa, you will face justice. So these things you are doing, that was some years ago. I said you will face justice. That, let me tell you, the blood of people you have spilled will speak against you. Will speak against you. I told you, Simon Ekpa. There was a time he was talking about, I said, Simon Ekpa, you will face justice. You will not escape justice. You are instigating jobless youths in the southeast to go about shooting people and killing people. You know, there's some people say, no, they are not Igbos, they are not this. I said, well.
But Emeka Madinago, sorry to cut you short. Are we going to say this is now a one-man thing, or it is now a collective?
I was going down to it. Now, instigation. Instigation. One man can instigate. Millions can carry out. That is the danger about instigating violence. Now, the people behind these things are called unknown gunmen. Now, they are the ones saying, you must sit at home. But you see, part of it also, which I love what the government of Finland did, was to arrest 4 people suspected of being involved in funding terrorism, which I had said long time. Nigerian government remove the oxygen that funds these things, which is the financing. Trace those who are sponsoring all these things. Trace those, whether they're in Nigeria or wherever. Trace them, and then trace the networks of financing. Trace the networks of money laundering. We have laws on money laundering. Trace the networks of terrorism financing. And then, you know, we have a terrorism law. Trace it, and then block them, beginning from Nigeria. Start blocking them. But you know, the sad thing is that, you know, a lot of people in government think it's just to talk, grandstand. And then after grandstanding, they just go back, you know, to the office, sit in their air-conditioned offices and just pat themselves, you know, on the back for a job well done. But you have just ended up blowing hot air. We want to see decisive action. Now, the Enugu State Governor is not the current chairman of the Southeast Governors Forum. The chairman is Hope Uzodinma, the governor of Imo State. Okay. So if there was any representation to be made, it will have to come from a concurrence of governors of the Southeast, because they are the ones. Is there people who have borne the brunt of all of this, you know, that has been going on. That is those governors that will go liaise with the Attorney General of the Federation and say, okay, the first is they said they will provide evidence. Where did you get the evidence from? The people are being killed in the 5 Southeast states. Anambra State and Imo State have borne the brunt of this thing more. Now, are you now going to constitute yourself into the spokesperson for people in Anambra and Imo states? You cannot. So, you see, that, I don't know whoever authorized that statement. It's just a bunch of nonsense, as far as I'm concerned. All right. You know, the thing to do is, I believe, I'll urge Amnesty International, Human Rights Watch, and Nigerian CSOs, you know, to please put us together and then get the details of soldiers, policemen, DSS, civilians, you know, and other people killed, whether they are Igbos or from other places, all those affected by all this violence, get their names. And then mobilize through the Attorney General of the Federation and through the Nigerian Embassy in Finland, mobilize a class action suit against Simon Ekpa. Demand compensation of nothing less than 100 billion naira. Oh, right. How much is a dollar? Is it not 1,007? So maybe demand 100 or maybe 200 billion naira compensation, because lives were lost. I lost a sister in my extended family to this fellow. So lives were lost. So demand like 200 or even 500 billion, or in dollars. Let it be in dollars. Demand compensation. Let them strip him of everything. All the people who are connected to all of this, let all of them be stripped of their assets. And then let there be a fund, a reparations fund, into which this compensation will be paid. And, you know, it should be paid directly, not through the Nigerian government. It should be paid directly to the families of victims. Because people were just killed mindlessly. How can you just wake up? No, I don't understand this madness. How can you just wake up, go around killing people? You will face justice. If you are watching me now, you will face justice. Right. Whether your children, whether your descendants, you will face justice. Because this is wickedness. You will face justice.
Yes, Meka Madnak, we truly do feel the emotion, and because of course it's something that pertains, one's family and loved ones. But as much as we try to narrow our focus to Simon Ekpa, let's generalize it for a bit. Simon Ekpa is just 39 years old. It's 54 years now since the end of the Nigerian Biafran civil war. A lot of those who are agitating for Biafra didn't see the war. They weren't even there. All they have is stories of how it happened, maybe from their father, their uncles, and so on and so forth. But let's not forget, Emeka Madunagu, there is a general empathy for the Biafran cause in the southeast of Nigeria. A handful of people are in support of the cause. The question is, how do we re-sensitize the minds of people to let them understand that it's time for us to maybe just allow things work so that we can, free ourselves of some of this burden and possibly integrate more with the general entirety of Nigeria and maybe reap the benefits that other regions are equally enjoying.
Thank you very much. You see, there are two things involved in it, and I would like to follow the law. The law allows for freedom of expression, even though there is no provision in the 1999 Constitution amended for self-determination. So there are two different things. People have a right to say, we don't want to belong to Nigeria anymore. We want to secede. They have the right. We cannot deny them that right. But let me tell you, you can't find people on the street, wherever, whether in the southeast or anywhere, telling you, let's say in the southeast, those who are calling for Biafra, saying, okay, to achieve Biafra, let's kill our neighbors. There's nobody like that. You can't find people like that on the street. I'm from the southeast. You can't find people who say, kill everybody. When you kill everybody, who will you preside over? These people are just people who have decided to, the people carrying out this thing saying they're enforcing it at home. You say, they don't even believe in the Biafra cause. They don't. These people are just outlaws. These people are just people out to destabilize the Southeast. Take advantage of, these sentiments. Now, it is one side of it. The other side of it is this. Yes, these sentiments have been expressed. Why? Because there's a feeling of marginalization. There's a feeling that the Nigerian system does not promote and practice inclusivity. It's not inclusive. You can see the appointments by President Bola Tinubu tilting to his own geopolitical zone. Not only people from the Southeast, people from other regions have been complaining that is this nation just for a certain geopolitical zone in this country. So all of those things promote feelings of exclusion. And so, how do you expect people? They say, okay, fine, if we are not wanted in Nigeria, allow us to, form our own nation, Now, there have been strong calls for self-determination. Do you know the interesting thing? Even Tinubu's people are saying they want to leave Nigeria. You have Chief Sunday Adeyemo, a.k.a. Chief Sunday Igboho, who has been leading a campaign for a Yoruba nation, went to the office of the British Prime Minister, calling for Yoruba nation that they want to leave Nigeria. So that tells you that the Nigerian system as a whole is not working for anybody. There was a time people were saying, is this Igbo people? Is this people? They are calling for Biafra. Now everybody is saying they want to leave Nigeria. So when everybody is saying they want to leave Nigeria, even when Buhari was the president, and you see, people are saying, Fulanis have dominated everything. Fulanis are in charge of everything. What happened? You had a group called Fulani Nationality Movement that came out and said, the Fulanis want to leave Nigeria. You have had different groups here and there saying, we want to leave Nigeria. In the Niger Delta, go there now, you see the Niger Delta militants. In 2009, they said, oil is got from our land. But look at our land. Everywhere is smelling. Everywhere is polluted. Look at diseases, cancer and all that, ravaging our people. Look at what is going on. We're not getting the benefits of the oil being exploited. We want to leave Nigeria. And then they started blowing pipelines and doing all kinds of things. The Nigerian government listens. Listen, so what does it tell us? For too long, the citizens of Nigeria, whatever their ethnic, background is, they have been denied. The man on the street does not feel any sense of why he should say he's a Nigerian. He's been excluded from Nigeria. Who are those enjoying? Is the elite. The criminal elite, the rapacious, greedy elite, who have shot out of that, the ones looting the treasury. You saw some photographs. You saw one video the other day. A school in Akwa Ibom, right? The governor said he had provided money for schools, for feeding in schools. But some people said, look at, was it Ekpa and Lipton tea that was given to? Well, I thought it was a bono soup. Maybe it was that. But some people are claiming it was Lipton tea. You see, sometimes I just wonder, do you call this wickedness or I don't know which word to use for it, but let me tell you, for too long, the average Nigerian has been brutalized, bastardized, dehumanized, repressed, made shut out of the nation. He can't feed, he can't send his children to school, he can't parent. And then when people now say, okay, we want to leave because, wait a minute, we believe it is the people in power from other ethnic groups, or even if it is our own people in power, but they're under the influence of, you can hear it, they're under the influence of people from other ethnic groups or people from outside the country. They're under influence not to allow our people to enjoy. And when you listen to all these calls for secession, what do you find? The common denominator is that Nigeria is not working. That's why you see there are calls for restructuring the nation, but the all and all is that let those leading this country realize that this country is sitting on a time bomb.
Okay, talking about those leading the country, let's go to the Southeast.
Yes.
Now, what should the governors of Southeast do so as to bring back normalcy into the Southeast? Now, Simon Ekpa has been arrested. He's in Finland. But today is Monday. They say that home is still existing. So what should they do differently? How should they come together? For the Enugu state government to write to Finland, that means the governors in the Southeast can still come together, write each other, and look for a way to solve the issue.
Yeah, very good.
So what is the
you have said it all. You have said it all. The unfortunate thing is that, I don't know, out of maybe due to ego or something, governors of the Southeast have not been meeting regularly. You see Southwest governors, they meet regularly. When the National Assembly passed the bill for Southwest Development Commission, you saw within a few days, governors, senators, reps, and all of that, traditional leaders from the Southwest, they met in Lagos to chart a course. Those are leaders who are serious. But in the Southeast, have you heard of any meeting? Have you seen anybody come together? See, like I tell our people, the journey of 1,000 miles begins with a step. You're not going to say because you want to fly abroad, then you just stand on the road and just jump up. Okay, I want to fly. You will hit the ground with a thought. What it requires is this. We have an ongoing constitutional process. The Deputy Speaker of the House of Representatives, Benjamin Kalu, has come out to say that 141 items are being considered for amendment. And I hope self-determination is one of them. Now, if the governors and leaders of the Southeast actually feel that they're in connection with they are connected to their people, they would have come out and say, okay, fine. We that since the people are calling for self-determination, I hope that they sent a memorandum, because people from other regions have also sent in memorandum. As a matter of fact, asking for state creation, asking for this. And let me tell you, President Bola Tinubu, showing that, at least a sense, I can commend him for that, of, understanding of where Nigeria is now. When he was campaigning, he said he was going to set up development commissions for the 6 geopolitical zones. I was one of those who had been reminding him, President Tinubu, remember your promise, remember? Now he has set up those commissions. He has now said, okay, state governments will contribute 15%, of the budget of these commissions. Now, what we expect from there, it should not be a failed project like the NDDC, Nigeria Delta Development Commission. They should watch closely and make sure that these commissions work. That's one. 2, reconnect with your people. There is a state in the Southeast, that is the Anambra State, where he said that The budget for the government house is more than the IGR of the state. What are they eating in government house? What are they doing in government house that they need such humongous sum of money to maintain themselves? Reconnect with the people. The money, the federal allocation, the IGR and all that coming to the state belongs to the people. Let the people feel a sense of it. As a matter of fact, President Tinubu, one of his cardinal programs is this social investment, program. I believe if governors had been handling things well, maybe things would not have degenerated. The economy would not have degenerated. Governors were giving rice to share. Wait, did you see the rice? Did it get to anybody?
Thank you.
So let them come back, reconnect with the people. Open this treasury, open the vaults. I believe in stomach infrastructure. Open the vault. Let the people see food to eat. Let the people get jobs. You can assist them with government money. After all, as Africans, we have what we call African socialism. You, like Igbo say, that is, nobody should leave his brother or sister behind. So what it means, bring out this money. Let there be jobs. Let people doing business, be able to get funds, at single digit rates or even no interest. Let them get funds to do their business. You find out that when people are gainfully employed, and then at the federal level, let there be inclusivity. Not you remove an Igbo man, you put a Yoruba man.
Thank you so much, Emeka.
What you do, let everybody, every Nigerian have a sense of belonging. You will see that, a lot of these calls, let us break off and all that.
Thank you.
We'll graduate down. And the sit at home, let me assure you, in the next, if the government of Finland keeps Simon Ekpa and proceeds with this trial, I'm telling you, this sit at home will just fizzle out.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you so much.
Though it's often disputed, but the truth remains that Nigeria is one country with the best form of followership, but arguably with the worst form of leadership, some people would say, going by what Emeka had just said. Thank you so very much, Emeka, for being part of our show. We truly do appreciate you, Choma.
Thank you so much, Henry.
You're looking splendid, by the way.
Thank you.
All right, people, that's just about the time we have for today. We'd love to say thank you to you, but please do well. Do visit us. You can always find and reach us at enterprisetvnews.com. You may like, comment respectfully, that is, and follow us on all our social media platforms at Enterprise TV7. I am Henry Igwebike.
And I'm Choma Okohe.
Thank you for watching. We'll see you tomorrow.
Bye.
Bye-bye.